What's up, brothers? How you doing, brothers? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport. First and foremost, brothers, please press a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, brothers. How is my audio? Am I coming in clear? Let me know right now, please, brothers. How's my audio? Who's in the building tonight? Okay? How's my audio? Press a 1 in the chat. Shout out to Matt Gamer, Tyrone Ramirez, Base Pill Clips, Cam92, fantastic, awesome Rails, UK brother, I see you, bro. Antonio Mice, Brave Weight. We got a whole squad in today, man. Fantastic, man, fantastic. So what's going on, brothers, man? It's your dude, International Passport, back again for yet another classic recording. I've got a couple announcements to make. First of all, I am moving from Cash App to PayPal. Okay, so please don't send any more donations via the Cash App. Please send your donations via the PayPal or the Cash App. Okay, so no, the PayPal or the Super Chats. Okay, so tonight and going on forward, donations must be through the PayPal on the screen and the Super Chats. Okay. Second of all, brothers, I want to say a huge welcome, okay, to the new people on this platform. I accept and I embrace you with open arms. And I want to give a huge thanks to all those who have supported me throughout the 9 years, okay? Appreciate you, brothers. Third of all, if you're not part of the Patreon, any tier, particularly the global citizenship tier, to help you get out the West and the one-to-one IT consultation, you need to join it. I want to get you brothers out of the West this year. Okay, it's getting worse, it's getting bad, and the only way for you brothers to do this is to get into IT and work anywhere around the world. Okay, so if you're serious about making that career change, changing your life, working anywhere you want to, join that Patreon Global Citizen Platinum tier. And if you want explicit intel on foreign women, join the Diamond tier. And any other tiers in terms of travel consultations, join the travel tier. Okay, let's get straight into it, brothers. So, brothers, tonight I have a lot to get off my chest. Okay, the Passport Bro movement is going crazy. It is going crazy. We are officially mainstream. Okay, we are officially mainstream. So I've been a Passport Bro for many years now, but it's only in the last 6 months, 8 months or so, the movement has really taken off. Okay. But there's a lot on my mind to speak about tonight. Okay. And defining the stream and the theme of tonight is average Black men must become Passport Bros or they will never be free from Western women. What does this mean? Okay. What does this mean? In 2023, the average Black man is invisible. How do I know this? I'm an average Black man. I am invisible in the UK. No one acknowledges me, women don't check for me, and I don't care. Okay? Average Black men are at a stage where they are invisible, no one cares for them, and ain't no woman checking for them. Okay? It's just the way things are. So before we go even further and breaking down the psyche of the stream and the stream topic, let me define to you, brothers, what an average Black man is. An average Black man for me is someone that works a white collar working job and a blue collar working job. Do you hear me, brothers? So brothers who are, working IT, brothers who are doctors, lawyers, doctors who are truck drivers, brothers who are plumbers, electricians, we are average Black men by far. It's that simple. So the high value Black men, these are people that are CEOs, directors, managers, architects, entertainers, movie stars, basketball players. None of Black men are in that tier of status. So the rest of us are within the average Black man status. Okay. And as average Black man, okay, we are currently ignored in the current Black community as it is right now. Okay, we get no respect and we get no love. Okay, so that is what an average Black man is. The average Black man is controlled by Black women in the West. There is no doubt about that. And we have many problems in the West. And this is why the Passport Bros movement is the best thing since since we went to space. Okay, it's the best thing since Brazil won the World Cup in 2002. Just to keep it very simple and very plain. So, what problems do average Black men have in the West in 2023? This is very simple. The first problem is government control. Okay, in the West, we are controlled by many forces. Not only are we controlled by Black women in our community, we are controlled by the Pookies and Ray Rays, we are controlled by the government, we are controlled by our girlfriends and wives. Okay, because when you marry a Western woman, you are inviting the government into your pockets. You know, you're not just sleeping with your Western chick, you're sleeping with the government. And your assets and your wealth is at risk if she leaves you. So don't listen to all the brothers saying that there's patriarchy, or the simps or the feminists saying, hey IP, there's patriarchy in the West. There ain't no goddamn patriarchy. Women are not oppressed, and there's no such thing as misogyny in the West. Women currently run the West. It is the worst kept secret ever. It is the biggest open secret of all time. Women are in control of the West. It's the reason why brothers like Tate can get arrested without any sort of concrete evidence. Okay? It's the reason why they can go after Kevin Samuels, and rest in peace, the great Kevin Samuels, and make lies about him. Only women have that power. Because if Tate was a female, ain't no way he would be in jail. Just like Just Pearly Things and Tate are very similar people. But Just Pearly Things isn't in jail currently. Okay? So that should tell you that currently in the West, Black men in general have no power, but Black men specifically, the average Black man has no power in the West no more. It's a done deal. So all you brothers trying to save it, all you brothers on that Umar Johnson to achieve pro-Black stick, nah, okay, it ain't gonna work no more. It ain't gonna work no more. This pro-Black movement, Blackity Black, it ain't happening in the West. Average Black men don't have the power to move mountains. Okay, it is what it is. Can't be mad at that. Okay, so because we have no power, and because female privilege is out of hand, we are at a crossroads here. We're invisible, we're oppressed. Okay, we are at a state where a lot of Black men don't believe in themselves. A lot of Black men are in disarray, particularly average Black men. And it makes it worse that we are being controlled by our women in the West. The white man ain't being controlled by the white woman in the West. The Mexican man ain't being controlled by the Mexican woman in Mexico or in California or in Arizona. He runs his household. But we as Black men, we don't run our households. We are disrespected. We are hated. The BWs have vile vitriol towards us. I see it every day. Okay? And that goes on to my next point. Black women have too much control over Black men in the West. Too much. They control our lives. They control, how we do things. They control our mental states. They control the average Black man to a degree where it is unhealthy. Why is that? When I was a kid, brothers, I was the average Black kid looking at hip hop videos, seeing all those dime, peanut butter, brown skinned Black women, and hoping one day that she would be my life. hoping one day that I would wife up a woman like that. The big booty chick, the thick thighs, the beautiful big lips. I wanted that type of woman in my life. So I thought, I go to school, I would study, I would do well in high school, and then they will come into my life. But that wasn't the case. In high school, in university, I kept seeing the woman of my dreams go after Pookies and Ray Rays. And after that, when she was dumped, when she was abused, when she was demeaned, she came back to me. So essentially, brothers, I was the cleanup man for all these women. And the worst thing, brothers, was that they were controlling me. Okay? Yes, I admit, brothers, I used to date leftover women. I used to date Keisha, Sharkeisha, Shaniqua. She would be ran through by Tyrones and Pookies. She would be a single mother. Yeah, I've dated single mothers in the past. It was that bad for me, brothers, because no one showed me what was possible. And these women used me as a cleanup man. And they never respected me. They would shout at me. They would, not do anything. It was essentially me keeping the relationship together. They used me, brothers. Women in my community used me and they controlled me. And that is the dilemma that average Black men have today in America and in the UK. And they don't see the problem. You are being controlled. You are being controlled and they don't even know it. Can you believe it, brothers? I spoke to a brother the other day in the UK, 24 years old, doing very well, has a nice house, nice car, and he dating a 34-year-old chick. And I looked at her, I'm like, bro, she's for the streets, bro. Plus she's a single mother. Why is a 24-year-old brother, tall, has his own property, his own car, dating a 34-year-old BW single mother? It's because he don't have his passport. And it's because of the control that Black women have over us in the UK and in America, we can't see the forest for the trees. We don't know the truth. She got tattoos on her chest. She got tattoos on her left thigh. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You can do better than this. But guess what, brothers? Despite the fact that I criticize him, that was me a decade ago. That was me many, many years ago. I used to be the cleanup man, the pickup man. I used to bring Keisha into my life, and Keisha then made my life chaos. Uncooperative, masculine, rude, embarrassing me in public, embarrassing me in Nando's, embarrassing me in restaurants. Brothers, that is control. When you're so far controlled that you can't even see that the woman in your life is crazy, they are doing a great job. The powers that be, the simps, the elders that didn't advise us about these women, they are doing a great job. That is the dilemma that average Black men face today in 2023. We are the cleanup men for these women. How can you spend your prime years? How can you spend your prime years dating women in their 30s, in their 40s? I was that guy. And it pains me to see other average Black men do that. I remember university, I would study hard. I would spend hours studying. And I would think, yeah, the girl of my dreams, she knows I study hard, I'm hardworking, and she never came. She would run over to Pookie. She would date the local weed carrier. She would date the thug. And here is me looking outside the window thinking, why is she with him? I'm a good dude, brothers. I'm a great guy. You know, I'm a guy that works hard. How did he get her? How did this dude who sags his pants, right? Who doesn't speak properly get the girl of my dreams? And that hurt me, brothers. And that hurt me. And then he messes her up. He cheats on her. He treats her bad. And then she comes over to me and I bring her into my life. Therefore, I bring disruption and dysfunction into my life. Never again, brothers. Black women in America have too much control over average black men. Average black men, if you are listening to this right now, you do not have to be the cleanup man. I am ashamed to admit I was a cleanup man because I didn't know any better. No one told me IP, get that passport. No one told me that, brothers. I was just told, work hard, do this, do that, and the woman of your dreams will come into your life. She didn't come into my life until I got my passport. Do you see where I'm going with this, brothers? All these women, they want to sleep around, they want to have fun, they want to be a thought, live a hot girl summer lifestyle, and then once they're used up and dried, once they've been squeezed dry like a raisin, then they came to me. Then they came to me. And wow, lo and behold, brothers, lo and behold, it became dysfunctional for me. My life became dysfunctional. My life became dysfunctional because I didn't know any better. Everyone watching this channel right now, we are all average black men. And there's nothing wrong with being average. The average man builds society. The average man builds houses. He builds computers. I take pride in being an average black man. But because I'm average, it don't mean I have to be a cleanup man. Because we're all average brothers, it don't mean that we have to date Keisha and wife them up. There's a movie called what's it called? What's that movie called? It came out in 2012 or 2011. It's like a big party movie. I can't remember what it's called. Can any brothers, you know what I'm talking about, brothers? It's like a big movie, a party movie. It came out in 2012, 2012. Very big movie. I can't remember the name, but the women in that movie, the way they were partying, Project X, yes, Project X. The woman in that film right there, brothers, that's exactly who we were dating after they ran through the Chads, the Tyrones, partying, drinking, being living a promiscuous lifestyle. And we had to wipe that up. We have to wipe that up. You spend your whole 20s being a fox, and then when you're 31, 32, and you're a single mother, because we're average black men, because we're clean-up men, we have to bring that kind of woman into our lives? No. So if we disregard the Keishas and the women who do that, we have the educated black woman. Because not all black women are Keishas. There's some black women that grow up in Beverly Hills, in Miami, in Ladera Heights, in Washington D.C. In Prince County or George County, high value black women. So obviously they will come for a high value average black man like us. No, even them, they were dating the thugs. They ignored average black men, even though that we were both studying IT. I expect you to understand my pain and my struggle. You went and dated Tyrone, who had no education. Brothers, the whole culture in America is screwed up. The whole black culture in the UK and in America, it is an absolute piece of garbage. It is a joke. The fact that even educated black women who are lawyers, doctors, are going after Pookies and Tyrones, and they don't care about average black men like us who work in IT. How can you not be a passport bro? How can you not be a passport bro in 2023? What are you waiting for, brothers? This passport bros movement is going to save your life. It saved my life. It saved my life, brothers. Because I was thinking, why can't I get a good woman? What am I doing wrong? I'm not a gangster. I'm not a thug. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I ain't a bad dude. You know? And there was many times, brothers, where I looked myself in the mirror and I thought that maybe I look worse than Shrek. Maybe I'm some ugly dude that looks like Shrek. That's why no girls don't like me. Because if that was the case, I'm happy to accept that. I'm happy to accept the truth. But I book a trip abroad and a foreign woman are complimenting me. Hey IP, where you from? Hey IP, I like your skin color. Hey IP, you dress well. Hey IP, let me buy you a drink. What? What kind of world is this am I in right now? Brothers, do you get what I'm saying? You may feel like you're ugly, you're hideous in the face, you can't get a girlfriend. It is not you, I guarantee you, brothers. It is the environment, it's the culture, it's a community. They don't value the average black man. They don't love us. They don't need us. They only want us as insurance policies. Sleep around, be a thought, be a single mother, and then we're there in the sidelines doing nothing while you're having your fun. So we're supposed to study hard all our lives, date no high value woman, no pretty woman in America and the UK. And when you're done living your life, hey, come and pick us up. Come and accept our high body counts. Come and accept that, you ran through the whole football team. You went to Jamaica 10 times in 1 year and ran through the villages there. Nah, it ain't gonna be that kind of life, brothers. You don't have to wait for any woman anymore. You travel, the woman come to you. Do you get me, brothers? When you travel, your destiny is in your hands. So which is why we're seeing pushback from American women, English women about the passport bros. They're calling us lames. They're calling us losers. They're calling us tricks. They're calling us tricks. Tricks. Tricks to travel and meet women of our dreams who are educated. You're telling me that Japanese women are low value? German women are low value? Women in Vancouver who I guarantee have more money than you, useless Western woman, they're low value? Brothers, come on, man. They don't care about you. They never cared about you. They want to stop you from traveling because you are their insurance policy. When things go wrong in their life, an average black man gonna pick me up. I'm gonna repeat that, brothers. When thing goes wrong in their lives, an average black man is there to pick up the pieces. I'm a single mother, got a high body count. No Tyrone and Pookie wants me. He's on to the next beautiful girl. An average black man is my plan B. He gonna wife me up. He a loser. He a simp. He a sucker. He gonna wife me up. Nah, brothers, man. It ain't gotta be like that. It ain't gotta be like that. It ain't gotta be like that, brothers. You know? This year, brace yourselves. And brothers, get the likes up. Please hit the super chats and the PayPal. Show me some love, because I'm speaking from my heart here right now, brothers. I really want you to get your passports and not engage in any Western foolery anymore. This year, they are coming after us. They are coming after their insurance policy. We are the insurance policy for these women. And it ain't just black women. It's the Western white woman, the Western Asian woman. Anything Western, we are their insurance policy. I ain't no one insurance policy. I'm my own man. We are our own men. I'm going to tell you this, brothers, right? We're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happening in the next year. We're going to see, the passport bros movement go even more mainstream. We're going to see hatred towards average black men. The passport bros movement is for us. It's for us who have been ignored. It's for us, where we've worked hard our whole lives. And finally, the woman that we deserve, we get. You saw the damage I did in Germany, in Vancouver. The women I interviewed, those were top-notch women. For you to get a woman like that in America, you have to be an NBA player, be 6'5", have a six-pack, all that crazy requirements. You don't need that. So I'm going to speak for 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes, and I want you brothers to call in and tell me your experiences being an average black man and how the passport bros movement has changed your life. Or if you're not a passport bro, what can we do to convince you to be a passport bro? Because I want to recruit all and every single average black man in the West to be a passport bro. If you ain't a passport bro, you are set for failure. You are set for failure if you ain't a passport bro. You gotta be a passport bro, brothers. It is the only way to save your life. It is the only way to make sure that all the hard work that you did was worth it. Because we all want women. We all want beautiful women in our lives. We're men. But we want the best woman. We want virgins. We want low body count women. You won't find that in the West no more. These women got body counts higher than a football score. So what will you do? Will you finally take that plunge and make that passport application? Will you finally join the Patreon for the IT consultations on the Patreon Global Citizen and let me advise you to get into IT? Because the only way for you to get out of this hellhole is to move. So if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, I don't know, but I'm an IT bro. I'm an IT dude. I can work anywhere around the world. I got the skill set. I've mapped this out for a decade now. I knew what to do. We got to do it, brothers. 2023 is our year. As average black men, and listen, bro, ain't nothing wrong with being average. I'm an average black man, and I embrace that ish. I embrace that ish. I'm a high value average black man. We are all high value average black men. And we deserve love. We deserve the best things in life because we work hard. We build things. We keep the community together. But I want you brothers to leave the black community. I left that 2 years ago. It changed my life. I don't care about, I don't care about any sort of, pro-black stuff. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, they got a problem with me. I don't give a damn. I'm not here to save a community. I'm here to save Black men. I'm here to show Black men what's possible. So before I end my segment, keep the faith. We've all made mistakes. We were all that cleanup guy. I look at my past. I look at the woman I dated in the past. Yeah, I was ashamed of myself. How the hell did I allow her into my life? But I didn't know better. No one told me that IP, use your passport. Use it. Brothers, there's power in a passport. Brothers, there's power in a passport. I know I sound like a preacher right now, but there really is power, not only in the Bible, but also in a small book called a passport. I know that sounds crazy. But there really is power in the passport. There's power. When I walked down Germany last year, when I was in Vancouver, when I saw these beautiful Asian women look at me like I'm the greatest thing on earth, I thank God every day that passports exist. I thank God every day that I can travel anywhere around the world as a UK brother. There's power in a passport. When I'm in Germany and I see the beautiful mixed race Black woman and they're smiling at me, they're looking at me, they're giving me attention, I thank God. I thank God every day for the power in a passport. That makes me feel good. That made me feel like a king. In the UK, Asian women, they don't want us. They go for white boys. But I'm in Vancouver and they're giving me play. They're showing me love. That is the power of a passport. I know a lot of brothers, they love the Asian women, they love the other groups of women, but in America, it's dangerous there. It's a messed up dynamic. But then you go to a different country, and then you see the Asian woman that you couldn't get in America, the beautiful Asian woman that you couldn't get in America. She's loving you in Vancouver. She's checking for you heavy in Japan. Oh man. Whew. Brothers, there's power in pain. There's power in being a passport, bro. There's power in a passport. I will never, ever go back to being a cleanup man no more. No. I will never date a UK woman no more. No, I'm done. No. Hell no. After experiencing that love that I get abroad, that submissiveness, that cooperation, women buying me drinks, you must be a fool if you want to date American women again. You must be a fool if you go back to eat that forbidden fruit. You must be a fool to look back like the dude in the Bible did, or that woman in the Bible did, and she turned to stone. Hell no. I ain't turning to no stone because I ain't looking back. I'm only looking forward. I'm looking forward to meeting the dime foreign woman that will be my wife or my long-term girlfriend that I'm gonna have children with. I am never ever going back to being a cleanup man. I am never ever going back to being exploited and ridiculed by English women, by Western women. I'm done. I am never going back to feeling that sense of being lost, feeling angry, feeling confused, feeling blues, feeling like, is it really worth me studying? Feeling like, do they even care about me? Feeling like, am I Shrek? Brothers, Western women made me feel like I'm Shrek. And Shrek is one ugly mofo. There was many times when I thought I was uglier than Shrek. Can you believe that, brothers? That's how Western women made me feel. That's how English women made me feel. They made me feel like I was uglier than Shrek. No kidding, brothers, man. I would spend hours looking in the mirror. Am I uglier than Shrek? That can't be right. Am I Shrek? Is that why, the high value women don't want me? Why do I keep pulling Keishas? Why do I keep pulling single mothers? It must be because I'm Shrek. It must be I'm uglier than Shrek. Brothers, no cap. I was like, damn, I must be some ugly mofo. But I book a trip abroad and my experience is the complete opposite in the UK. So it's definitely not me, or else these German girls wouldn't be all over me in the clubs. You saw me last year, right, brothers, in Hamburg, Germany. I was partying. You saw the attention the German girls gave me. Brothers, you saw the attention German women gave me last year. And Hamburg doesn't even touch the surface. There's other places in Germany that I won't even tell you, brothers, yet, where the love for black men is over 1,000. And I ain't talking Dragon Ball Z. Man, brothers, let me lead you. Let me lead you to the promised land. Ask the brothers who do the IT consultations with me. Ask the brothers who I teach Python every week. Ask the brothers, who speak to me every day. I'm a real solid dude. I'm a real solid dude. I will lead you, brothers, to success and the promised land. This channel will save you, brothers. And I mean that from the very bottom of my heart. Everything you need to change your life is on this channel. The IT consultations, the new Python classes I'm dropping very soon. I'll be teaching another part of Python classes very soon, a new batch of students. Okay, so be patient with me. I'm setting that up currently. Okay. You got the explicit detail on how foreign women get down in the bedroom. How foreign women get down in the bedroom for you brothers. So we definitely ain't no Shrek looking mofos, man. I definitely don't look like Shrek. Thank the Lord. Thank you, God, that I don't look like Shrek. But these Western women, these English women, make you feel like you're nothing. Because they have so much control over our mental states. And if your mental state is off, your physical state is going to be off. We are the chosen men. I don't care what anyone says, man. Black men, passport bros, we are the chosen. So can we please act like the chosen? Can we please act correct when we go abroad? Can we please be high value brothers? This is our time. Okay. So thank you very much, brothers, for hearing my segment. I'm gonna open up the phone lines right now. Let me read through the super chats and let's get the stream popping. Okay. Thank you very much, brothers. Awesome. So let me scroll the way back up. Thank you, brothers, for the support, man. So, please feel free hitting the super chats. Please feel free hitting the PayPal at Inter Passport. Okay, just show me some love, man, because I gave my heart out tonight. Okay, so shout out to hold on, who's in the building? Shout out to Mr. Cafe 702 for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you both for the support. Paying dues, loving the Japan content. My son will be stationed there, and I share your content. Oh man, Thank you, IP. Where's he going to be stationed at, brother? What city in Japan? And please reach out to me on Instagram, bro. Let's keep in touch to see how your son is doing in Japan. And hopefully he gets a dime Japanese chick. I'm not worried. The Japanese women love the brothers. They really do. Okay. Thank you, Cafe. Appreciate you, brother. Awesome. Let me go down. Hold on. Why is my mouse playing up? Shout out to hold on. Read the super chats. Give me one. Shout out to Mr. Johnny Walker, the legend. Thank you, brother, for the $5 super chat. Keep preaching, IP. We deserve better than cleaning up after Pookie's mistakes. Yes, indeed, bro. We really do deserve better. We do. Like I told you, brothers, I'm done. I was done many years ago being a cleanup man. When I took that first trip abroad, I felt different. When you take that trip abroad, you're going to feel different. When you come back to the US and the UK, you're going to move different. You will see that you are so far above these Western women, you will pay them no mind, okay? The only time I interact with a Western chick is through customer service only and my work. Other than that, they are not in my lives, okay? It is 4 phrases that I say to Western women. What are those? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and goodbye. Nothing less, nothing more, okay? And brothers, feel free to cop the merch as well, the International Passport merch, to get those phrases on the shirt as well, okay? Cop the merch too. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Malik for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate your truth, brother. It's all facts. And for my brothers who are listening, for every Western woman who ignores you, there's 100 women around the world who will worship you. Oh man. Bravo, bravo, facts, bro. I would say there's, for every woman that ignores you in the West, there's 500 women all around the world who will worship you, particularly if you're a Black American man. Okay? I'm going to keep saying it. The Black American man is the pinnacle. I have not seen so much women love Black American men than anyone else. Black American men are the top men. Any country I go to, Black American men have the best looking woman without a doubt. Okay? Which is why I don't get it. Why are Black American men still dating in America? If you're American and you're Black and you're male, you will get the best foreign looking woman. I saw it in Germany. I saw it in Vancouver. Black American men have it so easy. Too easy. Okay, so make use of the American factor and the fact that you're Black and you're American, okay? Appreciate you, Malik. Thank you, brother. All right, so shout out to Mr. Fitz XRP for the $20 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. Thanks, IP. You telling the truth. Love the message. Thank you for the support, brother. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, XRP. Much love to you, brother. Thank you. Shout out to Mr. Amos Brown for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Amos. I left the Black community 30 years ago. Same here. I left the Black community 2 years ago. And then a passport bro for 15 years now, dating a beautiful Afro Brazilian from Sao Paulo. Oh, man. This is life, brothers, man. This is life. Brothers, the best life for Black men right now is to get into IT, okay? Work on the beach while you're on your laptop, while you're on a Zoom call, and have your beautiful foreign Afro Latina next to you, sunbathing. Man, that's the dream right there that I want for every Black man. Let me help you get into IT. Join the Patreon Global Citizen Platinum tier. Join the Patreon Platinum tier and let's get you into IT this year, brothers. Your life can change. You can work anywhere around the world. Don't be left behind, okay? Don't do it. We're going ham this year. I told you, brothers. I ain't playing games this year. I'm gonna change as much lives as possible. Okay. And ask the brothers in the chat. I'm currently teaching Python. Johnny Walker is in that. He can confirm as well. It's going well, man. The motivation I see from brothers in my Python classes is fantastic. It's beautiful. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Amos Brown. Appreciate you, bro. And shout out to my Python class students. Love you, brothers, man. All right, so there's more super chats, but my mouse keeps, what's it doing, man? Garbage ass mouse. Ah, stay still, bro. You're moving like a Keisha right now, bro. Can you stay still for a minute, mouse? All right, thank you. Arigato. Shout out to Mr. Israel Davila for the $199 super chat. Israel, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, brother. This channel is new. Oh man, Library of Alexandria. Wow, wasn't that in Greece? Has the most books in the world, right? Amazing. Thank you for the kind words as well. Appreciate you, bro. Hope you do well in Japan as well. I'm rooting for you, bro. Thank you, brother. Fantastic. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. Ayusa A for the $499 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. I'm finishing my aviation maintenance certification this year. I want to learn skills in the tech. Philippines is my destination in March. Thanks. Yes, brother. Let me help you get into tech. Please join the Patreon Global Citizen tier. Okay, join the Patreon Platinum tier, and I hope you get into tech easily this year, brother. Okay, all the best, bro. Fantastic. Shout out to, let me see any more super chats before I go to the PayPal. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. And I just saw you, Antonio. Why is my mouse moving like this, bro? Shout out to Mr. Antonio Mais for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Antonio. Appreciate you, bro. The West is finished. Get your passport, brothers. The world is waiting for you. Facts, bro. The West is finished. Big time. Only brothers who are smart, who have foresight, who care about their career, who care about families, finding a good girlfriend, will leave the West. Okay? You want to be flexible. You want to have the skill set to be flexible to work anywhere around the world. IT is applicable anywhere around the world. And you got your passport too. You literally are a high value man just by being in IT and having a passport. Now, if you're a lawyer, a doctor, or some sort of other profession, it'll be hard for you to do that. Because if you're a lawyer in America, you can't practice in Canada. Different jurisdictions, you got to do the exams. That can take a year or two. With IT, once you learn the skill set, you can work anywhere around the world remotely, man. So the world is waiting for you. I appreciate you, Antonio Mais. Great super chat. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Grady Coffer Jr. for the $5 super chat. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much, man, for the support. They love us British brothers too, yes, indeed. But the American black man is the king. I gotta admit that, bro. They got a different type of swagger. And shout out to my American black brothers. And I'm rooting for you, brothers, this year, man, big time. All right, let's get the phone lines open up, and let me real quick. Let me check my PayPal. I need to at the moment charge my laptop. Give me a second, brothers. Shout out to Mr. Michael Contave for the £10 PayPal. Appreciate you, Michael. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much love to you, brother. Okay, let me get the equipment set up real quick. Hold on, brothers. Give me a second. Give me a second. We're gonna have a classic stream tonight, man. I'm fired up because this gonna be the best year so far for brothers, man. Man, I'm telling you, brothers, man. PayPal. Let's get that set up there. Get my headphones. Hold on, brothers. All right, man. Let's get the phone lines open up. All right, awesome, brothers. So, let me open up the phone lines. Hold on, brothers. Get my headphones. All right, let's do it. All right, call in, brothers. Call in. Invite, copy, and paste the link in the chat. All right, call in, brothers. Sugar. Hold on. StreamYard. All right, calling brothers. Okay, let me get some water. Mike, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not troll? You're confirmed. Thank you, brother. Let me get some water real quick. Yeah, hold on. Let me bring in Michael Lawrence. Hi there, Mike.
How you doing, IP?
I'm doing great, bro. I feel relieved that no Western BQ can control me anymore. I'm a free man. We're all free men, so it's all good. How are you?
Same here. Same here.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. So, let me ask this, brother. What's your thoughts on the stream? And are you finally going to travel this year? Are you finally free?
Well, IP. It really comes clear to me that dating in the United States ain't worth the squeeze. The juice ain't worth the squeeze anymore. So I believe I made the right decision of not dating Western women because things are just getting worse and worse and worse. And I just realized something. And I just realized that the passport bro movement is moving mainstream, and glory to God, it really happened, and it's happening. It's mainstream, and so that with that being said, though, I'm gonna get mine this year. I'm getting ready to get my passport this year.
Congratulations, brother.
And I am, and there ain't no more dating American women, no more, because I just realized that and there's also something because at my church there wasn't really any single adults in my church, and I found and then I wasn't sure at first, and then I found out. I was certain that men have stopped dating women in the church because right now feminism is affecting my church, and it's really poisoning the minds, sickening minds of younger women in their 20s. And men are fed up. We're men are just really fed up. And and when I heard about this, I knew that members of my church become passport bros. They became they just like nah. They because dating in the West, it's over with. It's done.
Yeah.
And I believe I made that decision. So IP, we're already rising. We come 5 years from now, it's gonna get whole lot bigger.
Yeah.
Because the late Kevin Samuels warned these Western women to get your ish together.
Mm-hmm.
He warned them, and they didn't want to listen. And then when he died, they just laughed at his death. And he was telling the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels was trying to help these women. He was trying to help modern women to get your ish together. He was trying to help you. And then you wanna laugh at the poor brother's soul about this? What kind? This is madness. And we got, and that's it. This is. I realize this is the way now. If y'all wanna, if the Passport Brothers are rising up, because we're gonna keep rising up, and I'm gonna get mines this year. I'm going straight to South America, or Asia, or Eastern Europe. Well, I'm more than it. I'm more interested in whether I go to Asia or go to South America. But
All right. Thank you, bro.
yeah, so
I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you, brother. Awesome. So let's get a new caller in. Feel free to call in, brothers. Let's have a great call-in session after my stream of consciousness. Okay, so call in, brothers, and let's get popping, man. I want to stay on for 1 more hour, and then I'll be off to bed. So let's have a great conversation. So, brothers, feel free to call in. And let's get popping. Also, get the likes up, please. That'd be greatly appreciated. Support powerful messages. Okay, awesome. Classic, another classic. Keep your head up, brothers. Average black men, keep your head up. There's also there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Mr. Chosen 10, I will get back to you on email. Sorry, brother, I've been super busy over the past couple of days, but looking forward to touching base with you, brother. Shout out to Mr. Big Man, Big Man Ting for the $499 super chat. Thank you, brother. Big Man Ting, huh? Oh man, Big Man Ting. That's a UK slang, brothers, but we got an American brother on that, and that's what makes the internet so great, man. That's why I love the Passport Bros movement. That's why I love being, on YouTube, because it connects me with American black men, Canadian black men in Australia, black men who live in all over the world that are Western. We need to be a new community. We need to behave as a community. We need to help each other out. Me having this channel, me streaming late, giving you intel on foreign women, that's me helping you brothers out. That's me giving you brothers an out to the craziness in the West. We need to be a community, okay? And I'm happy that we found something that we have, that we give our hearts to, that we care about. I love being a passport bro. I love traveling. I love being on this international passport movement. We are a new community, and we are the greatest community currently alive, man. Seeing brothers who are so passionate about IT, seeing brothers, seeing brothers travel, me meeting up with brothers abroad and me chopping it up, you know, having dinner, speaking about our travel plans. That's what life's about, man. And then seeing the brother with his beautiful foreign woman. Come on, man. I love that ish. I love it. Johnny Walker, you're confirmed. Thank you, brother. Do you want to turn your camera off? Let me bring in Mr. Johnny Walker, man, who is personally my Hall of Fame member of last year. I think I mentioned that in the stream at the beginning of the year. Let me bring in Mr. Johnny. Hey, Johnny, how you doing, bro?
Doing pretty good, IP. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Good to hear you, bro. Good to hear you, brother. So
I every day I wake up, I'm grateful. I'm in good health, got a solid job, in my right mind. My passport is still up to date. Doesn't expire till 2027. So, it's a lot to be grateful for right there, right?
You're right, Johnny, man. There's power in a passport, man. Like I was telling you, brother, there's power in a passport.
Yeah, you sounded like a preacher up here a little bit ago, man.
There's power in the Bible, bro. There's power in the Bible, and now there's power in a passport.
Right. But yeah, man, I just wanted to, call in and just give my thoughts on the topic since you opened up the floor.
Please do.
Yeah, I was watching another video that was kind of tangentially related to this, and it went into some of just like the basic needs that men and women have in general, and like, so I don't know if you've heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? But it's basically like arranged like a pyramid, right? There are physiological needs and safety needs, and then there are sort of like higher needs. At the very bottom of that pyramid are these physiological needs, right? Like the need for food, the need to feel safe, the need for shelter, the need for family, the need for belonging, and what's also listed there is sex, right? So sex, family, belonging, right? The ability to have your own sort of um, um, relationship with a significant other, right? Some degree of intimacy and just being able to start your own family and all of that stuff generally should come first before some of the higher needs like, creativity, self-actualization and whatnot. And it got me thinking, okay, you've got all of these, average guys, right, here in America and in the UK, and they're not really desired or wanted by like our counterparts in women, because a lot of the women, at least in our community, unless, like you said earlier, you're a really, really high status male, you're an entertainer, you're a rap star, you're a comedian, or you're an athlete, they're not really checking for you. They're not looking for you. You know what I mean? Like you could be, in college doing your thing, you know what I mean? Or or maybe let's say you didn't go to college. Let's say you went to trade school, to be a plumber or an electrician, right? To learn some sort of trade. You're not really, you're kind of invisible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, well, you know what? And so it's like, that's when you're invisible to, the average female, and they're all on dating apps hoping to either share or high value man, or I guess the alternative to that for them is to pursue or, share a Pookie or a Tyrone. You're not going to get your basic needs met. You know what I mean? And so, and that's kind of why you see a lot of average guys frustrated, because everything is out of whack. Like the whole natural order things are like totally upset. You know what I mean? And so like if men, can't get relationships wherever they are, and we are basically being told, most of us are basically being told, we don't really want you, but like by our woman, we don't really want you unless we completely have no value on the market ourselves, are old, run through, with 2 or 3 kids in tow, if they're telling us that they don't want us, then your only other option, if you actually want a shot at, you know, intimacy with a woman, starting a family, right? Being in an environment where the culture supports you, being the leader of your household, your only option is to leave America. Your only option is to leave the UK. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meaning your only choice is to have a passport. And if you don't have that, if you don't have that, you you essentially are going to be living, you know, I wouldn't even call it life. You know, I call it like, you know, maybe a shadow of a life, perhaps, but it's going to be complete. It's going to be very unfulfilled unless you're the type of person, unless you're the type of guy that, you know, embraces and adopts celibacy for the duration of your life, or you're just okay with uh, spending time with a 300-pound or 400-pound woman. You're 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 not going to really have you're not going to really be living the way you'd want to live. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
and the thing, and it's like when I think about myself, I mean, like I tend to consider myself probably, I think, above average at this point, because, you know, I do have a stable job, educated and everything, decent looking. But even for me, it's such a challenge just to get a decent prospect, like, you know, like not even trying to leverage, you know, the money that I have. If I'm not trying to leverage something in order to get something of higher quality, if I'm just doing it based off of me, who I am, just like, you know, a stand-up guy, I'm only going to come across a good prospect maybe once every 6 to 9 months, if that. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
if I come across her, I mean, there's going to be something wrong with her, probably. You know what I mean? So, and I consider myself an above average dude. So I can only imagine how hard it is for just like, you know, the regular guy that's either still trying to build himself, right, or maybe he has something going for himself, but he's just not in the stratosphere, right? Well, what options does he have? So it, to me, it doesn't seem like there really isn't any other option.
Mm. I agree. That was great, bro. That was, you speaking facts there, Johnny. Facts. There really isn't any other option. Um, I just feel like it is over in the dating scene for average black men. It's over completely. If you're not a baller, entertainer, if you're not in that high six-figure range, you're invisible. And I hate feeling invisible. No one wants to feel invisible. It's not healthy to go through life without a woman next to you, and you got to get your passports. You know, the dating market has changed from 1990 to 2023. You have no option but to get your passport. So while you're in the West, you need to avoid any criminal activity. Don't do stupid stuff, because anything can get you hemmed up. And guess what? When you're hemmed up, no passport for you. You can't travel. Vancouver doesn't take criminals. I was filling out an application for my visa, and they said, do you have a criminal record? If you have
Wow.
it, you're not allowed in Canada. They don't allow criminals, bro. So what is the point in you, you know, just playing around in the West, hanging around the bad people, and then you get hemmed up and you can't travel to meet these beautiful Asians in Vancouver?
Then
Nah.
you're stuck. You're a slave to the system at that point. I mean,
Mm.
because I mean, you're still probably going to want to hold down a job in order to feed yourself. But if you can't leave and you're stuck with these hyenas, these thoughts, you're you're just going to be stuck here investing in the system and trying to make do with whatever options are available to you. Which, I mean, let's be real, they're not really options. So
Facts, bro. Facts. Thank you, Johnny. Stay on the line, brother. I've got another caller. Mr. Rod, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll for security vetting procedure? Then you can turn your camera off after. While you do that, bro, why's my mouse doing that? Lord, stop moving, man. Shout out to Mr. Mufasa. What's up, Mufasa? I know this brother very well, intelligent brother. Thank you, brother, for the 1999 super chat. Thank you, brother. Respect to my brother IP. Just popping by real quick. Currently on a date with a certain Latvian that you know. Brothers, escape the matrix and live a beautiful life while you can. I'm heading to Japan for a month. Peace out. There you go, man. Thank you, Mufasa. Hope you have a great time in Japan, brother. And we'll catch up very soon, of course, in February for what we planned. And I'll probably catch up with you on the weekend, okay? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Mufasa. Awesome. So, Mr. Rod, can you turn your camera on in the background? I'm not going to let you on until you turn your camera on, please, brother. I just got to see that you're not a troll. So, brothers, please feel free to call in. Rod, where you from, Rod? Type in the private chat. I hope this guy isn't a troll. I can't see your face properly, Rod. If you can turn the light on, please, in your apartment or house. Turn your light on, Rod. Okay, all right. Be on standby, Rod. Okay, be on standby. All right. So, brothers, feel free to call in, brothers. Rod is currently. I'm gonna try and bring in Rod. Brothers, feel free to call in. Feel free to call in, brothers. Feel free to call in. All right. So let's carry on talking, Johnny. So, Johnny, you as a brother of his passport, expiring in 2027. When was that life-changing choice when you realized the power on your passport? Because you've been in America your whole life. When did it get so bad for you that you're like, I got my passport, I gotta travel?
When did it get so bad? Probably, and so because it's for me, it wasn't like I just woke up one day and I thought this completely sucks. I need to adopt a different strategy. It was more of like a transition in mindset. I want to say the past 5 to 6 years, it's been increased. It was becoming progressively harder and harder for me to kind of land the type of girl that I really wanted. I noticed that it was, easier to land women that were, in their 30s, mid 30s, than it was to land women in their mid 20s, for example. It was easier to, match up with single mothers than it was to match up with, women that didn't have any kids. You know what I mean? Women that were in their prime, that were 22, 23, 24, 25, that looked good, that just had the right mentality. And so it was kind of getting to the point where I'm like, well, it's been 2 months, it's been 3 months, it's either I take this girl who is single, but she's kind of like overweight, slightly overweight, but no kids, or I take this woman who's in shape, right? Looks nice, but has one kid. It's like, having to choose between options like that. Right. And, by this point I already had, my big boy job, was making decent money, had somewhat of a decent build. This was, I think, before I started getting like heavy into weightlifting and whatnot, and really working on, I guess, what they call looks maxing. So you can get the best results on the market. But it was having to choose between, two, I would say, almost equally undesirable choices. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, well, do I go with the single mother route, but hey, she looks good, she's in shape, or do I go the route where, okay, this girl, she doesn't have any kids or anything, no baggage, like in that sort of way, but she's a little bit on, little bit on the heavy side. You know what I mean? So do I want to compromise there? This girl looks like she can't control how much food she puts in her mouth. So it's like, do I really want to take on that problem? You know what I mean? And then every once in a while I get like, a decent chick, right? But then it was a little bit harder to maintain her, right? A little bit harder to tolerate her. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that, by this point, girls that are in shape, that look good, they're on Instagram, they're probably getting propositioned by various other guys, right? So it's sort of like, okay, well, if you're not like near the best of what they can do, then they're just going to treat you like an option, right? And so I was kind of moving in that way until the pandemic happened, and then everything kind of got shut down. But once I started listening to Kevin Samuels, and I started saying, okay, well, other guys are having the same issues that I'm having, and even worse issues, I started thinking, okay, I shouldn't feel like I have to choose between, taking on somebody's kid, or taking on a woman that's like, a 28, 29 buzzer beater that has a little bit of weight, you know what I mean? And can barely pop out maybe one or two kids because, she's near the end of her fertile era in terms of her life. You know what I mean? Because she gave 5 or 6 of those good years, those prime years, to, a guy that was a Pookie-esque, tried to make it work, with a guy that wasn't going anywhere in life. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, that I'd be rewarding that kind of behavior if I commit to a woman like that gave so much of her, so many of her good years to a guy that was so far below me. So once I started thinking along those lines, and then also watching YouTubers like yourself that talked about all of these wonderful experiences that they were having with foreign women, I decided, you know what, I ought to start looking into this more, leveraging my passport, flying out of the country, and spending time with women abroad. And so that's kind of how I transitioned into that mindset. Now I'm more or less moving in that way.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Johnny. Shout out to Mr. Theo Waff in the building for the $20 super chat. The passport bro king of the 90s, I call Theo now. He was traveling for a long time. We appreciate you, Theo, for what you do for the movement. Thank you, bro. There's only one choice, passport bro. Yep, absolutely. Western women
Way you spell one.
oh man, are entirely impossible, and we can't make families with them. We are done. Facts, man. Facts. If you're gonna make a family with a Western chick, you are setting your life up for failure and your children's life up for failure too. Don't marry a feminist. Don't do it.
It would be a mistake. It really would. I mean, and I'm not sure. I assume the laws are probably similarly designed in the UK, but in the US, I mean, you're almost forking over all rights, as a man, from a husband standpoint, from a parental standpoint, and putting all of your assets, all of your money at risk. You know what I mean? Your peace of mind too. All of it.
Absolutely. Thank you, bro. Mental health is definitely very important. It definitely is. Like I told you, brothers, for me to feel like I felt like I looked worse than Shrek, that was literally the low point in my life, man. That my mental health was gone. For me to look in the mirror for hours, minutes, like, do I look uglier than Shrek? Why can't I get a decent woman? I dress well, I'm clean, I put on nice perfume. What am I doing wrong? Why do I keep attracting single mothers? Why do I keep being clean up men for women who are low value? What am I doing wrong? Am I looking worse than Shrek? Am I an ugly mofo? Okay. But every time I traveled abroad, different experience. So it definitely wasn't me. So having that experience abroad really boosted my self-esteem and my mental health. Women being kind to me, women actually listening to what I'm saying, actually asking me questions. I'm not making it all about her. These Western women are the biggest narcissists since Satan in the Bible. F it, I don't care what anyone says. These women are the biggest narcissists since Satan in the Bible. No cap. It's all about me, 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 me. Buy me this, buy me that, all that crap. What is going on? What exactly is going on? Then, but I go abroad and the foreign woman want to know more about me. Hey IP, where are you from? Hey IP, your accent sounds a bit different. You sound interesting. Then we start speaking about our hobbies. It's a fair exchange. But you go on a date with a Western chick, she's on her phone 24/7, she's on Snapchat. She don't even listen to you, man.
Because they're self-centered. And it's all about them. The way the dynamic is here, they think that you are there to serve them. They're not there to serve you. The way it's supposed to work is each person is supposed to think, okay, how can I serve the other? Okay, how can I make their lives easier? I mean, because as men, we already come at it from that standpoint. Okay, well, I want to protect her, I want to provide for her. You know what I mean? I want to lead her, I want to guide her. You know what I mean? What can I do, to make her life easier? But she's not thinking about how can I make his life easier? You know what I mean? How can I nurture him? How can I cater to him? How can I use or leverage the femininity that I have to ease whatever he's going through? You know what I mean? Can I cook him a nice meal? You know what I mean? Can I massage him? Can I be his muse? Can I listen to his troubles? Can I be a sounding board for him? They're not looking at it like that. And I think it's because they are no longer trained and reared and raised to be that. They're just trained to kind of be like us. You know what I mean? Okay, go to school or get a degree, get a job, climb the ladder, and do whatever you want. And men are a utility, an accessory, a tool. They're just there. You know what I mean? And if they are in your life, they're there for you. But there's nothing reciprocal on their end. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Thank you, Johnny. Facts. Absolute facts. All right, brothers. Let's get some new callers in. Feel free to call in and speak about, when was a breaking point for you when you were like, enough is enough. I'm tired of being a cleanup man. When did you notice that you were being controlled by Western BWs, right? Because if you're constantly a cleanup man, if you're constantly dating single mothers, you're being controlled because you can't see that these women are low value. But because you don't get no girls, because you've been so lonely your whole life, you take anything. And brothers, open up, man. This is a male space and a male forum. We ain't gonna make fun of you for opening up and telling your experience, because there's been many times where I felt lonely. Okay, we're all human beings, all right. Even though I was with a single mother or a cleanup or a low value chick, I still felt lonely because I knew that I deserved better than this. But I just took anything that came my way in the West because it was so hard for me to get the high value woman. The high value woman is also chasing after Pookie and Ray Ray and Tyrone, you know? And a lot of brothers in the West are lonely. A lot of brothers in the West are lonely, but they won't tell you that, you know? You want to speak about that, Mike? Go on, Mike.
Well, you're right, IP. Every average man is lonely. And nobody doesn't need to like go through with that. Because as we know, because it's never okay. The Bible states that it's never okay for a man to be alone.
Yeah.
And it's
Facts.
yeah, and that's why these Western chicks, they've never given us a chance to really protect and provide. and they becoming more like men, and that's why that is why men are tired. Men are they cannot really do this alone, and it's every man I've seen. I've seen men die in a stroke, and they really died in strokes and heart attacks. Most of them are unhealthy, and living in debt. Well, yeah, debt, because we never know how the economy is really going to be, because it may crash at any moment, any year.
Let me say this, right? Thank you, Mike. And brothers, feel free to call in. The attacks we've been seeing against passport bros is down to two things, right? Number one, again, we as average black men, we are BWs, and even Western women in general, we are their insurance policy. Okay, so we're traveling. That means less options for them in the insurance policy pool. Number two, which is very important, is that ain't nobody checking for Western BWs like that. You know, they're not really, no, keeping it real, they're not really checking for them. So even though we're traveling, right? If a single mother travels, if a Keisha travels, no one is checking for Western BWs like that. Particularly if you're a single mother and you got tats on you and you've been ran through. Foreign men are not checking for Western BW. So they lose both ways. And that really frustrates them. When was the last time you heard a Japanese man say, I want a black woman? but when was the last time, is this a in my super chats? But doesn't okay. When was the last time a South Korean guy or a Colombian guy or a let's say or a Turkish guy said that I want a Western black woman? You don't hear that. But when you ask these women, right, Japanese, South Korean, yeah, I'm attracted to brothers. What does that tell you? So they lose both ways. Ain't that right, Johnny?
They're the least desired demographic, I'd say, on the planet, probably at this point.
Damn. And just to make it clear, brothers, we're not talking about all BWs. We're talking about Western BWs. Because I guarantee you, brothers, the Afro Latina black woman,
They're
they're
fine.
top notch. I know guys who are not black that rave about foreign black women. Okay, but we're talking about UK black women, American black women. No dude is checking for them like that. That's foreign. It's very rare. To keep it real.
It's important to draw that distinction because I was just in Tanzania and a lot of beautiful black women there, feminine. They're just you could tell they're not westernized. They would make great wives. Black women over here, no. In America.
Goddamn shame. What a shame, brothers, man. Absolute shame. So and that's why they're angry, man. So that's why over the course of this year, you're gonna see a lot of pushbacks. I'm hearing some crazy things they're planning, but I'm well prepared for it. We all are well prepared for it, but we need to all work together as brothers to make sure that we protect ourselves, from the evil forces coming this year to try and stop black men from traveling. They want to ban black men from certain countries. They want to make us some sort of hate group. Apparently, this is crazy. So brothers, a lot of evil forces coming our way. So please keep strong, and we got this, man.
And the other thing to point out is if it wasn't true, they wouldn't be making such a stink about it. They wouldn't be making reaction videos about it. They wouldn't be complaining about it.
Facts. Absolute facts, bro. Shout out to Mr. Corvius Glaive for the £10 super chat. Thank you both for the support. Hope this message doesn't trigger the censors. I don't think I've gone too hard on the evilness tonight. I've kept it really mild. I could go harder, but I want to get the message of brothers to travel and see what life is abroad. Appreciate you, Corvius. Thank you, bro. All right, so another half an hour. It's going to be a 2-hour stream. I'm going to wrap up there. So brothers, please feel free to call in. If you have any questions, please PayPal or super chat your questions. Okay, that'd be greatly appreciated. You want to say something else, Johnny?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of the other point that you were making about us kind of being unified, us kind of being solidified in our approach. When we go to these places, we want to make sure we distinguish ourselves from all of the negative imagery that is associated with the negative black male stereotypes, right? Because that can only be used to hurt us. That can only be used against us, right? So we want to continue to distinguish ourselves from that. I guess a part of me sometimes likes to kind of keep his foot, like a part of me has like one foot in, 1 foot out of America, but not compromising on what your dating standards are. I think a part of why this dysfunction continues is because some of us are still okay dealing with single mothers en masse, dealing with women that are like grossly, overweight. We have to stop that. We have to stop that. Okay. And when we all in unison, create a unified front and say, we are no longer going to deal with this, right? It's going to force us to get our passports very quickly, because if you rule out all single mothers, if you rule out all overweight women, if you rule out all, say, unmarried women that are over the age of 35, that is going to reduce your dating options in America to a very, very small number of women. Very, very small number of women. And even then, those women probably aren't going to be feminine. They're not going to be submissive. They're not going to know how to cook. They're not going to want to get on your program, right? So that's going to force you as a man to do what you have to do to get your passport and get on a plane. So you can find a woman that aren't overweight, that aren't single mothers, that are marriageable, that are under 35, that don't have high body counts. And I think that's how we need to move.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And having standards. Oh, so Karen, bro, I'll cut you off there.
And probably to cap it off, because I know, based off of what happened recently with that other YouTuber being kind of like pounced on by feminists. I'm not saying we shouldn't continue to spread the passport bro movement message. We should definitely continue to spread it. We just need to be smart about how we spread it. And if we can't be smart about how we spread it, like the way you're doing it in a very clever way, very semi under the radar, right? But still putting the message out there, right? If folks can't do it in a very smart way, respectable way, then you should just move in silence, but continue living that passport bro lifestyle.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you for that sequence there, Mr. Johnny Walker. Appreciate you, brother. So, Mr. Tony, can you turn your camera on in the background for a couple seconds, just so I know you're not a troll? It's just for security reasons. We've had a lot of trolls come. Thank you, brother. You're confirmed. Thank you, Tony. Awesome. We can turn it off. Let me bring in Tony. Grant and Theo, I see you, brothers. Be patient. Let me bring in Tony first. What's up, Tony? How you doing, brother?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing fantastic, brother. I'm doing fantastic. Good to hear from you, Tony. Congratulations on your engagement to your beautiful Latina woman. I definitely want to get you on the channel, brother.
Not Latina, Filipina.
Filipino. I've been thinking about those Afro Latinas for too long, brother. I apologize.
Yeah, she's considered morena. She's a little bit darker, but yeah, she's Filipina.
Oh man, congratulations, bro. would love to put you on the
Thanks.
channel for an interview, if that's okay, but to speak about how it's going with her. Are you
Sure.
on IG at all? Are you on IG?
I tend to stay away from social media simply because I'm not really into that, and it's a big time waster. I'm on my grind, and especially after my divorce, I kind of like buckled down, figured out what I needed to do to get what I was looking for, and so I put my head down and went out and got it, and then went out and got what I was looking for.
Okay, but give me your email then in the private chat on
Oh,
StreamYard,
sure.
and
I
I'll
sure
reach
will.
out to you directly.
Okay.
So what's your thoughts on the stream topic, brother?
On the stream topic, let's see. So many words to say. I would say one of the main things that I've noticed is we really got to buckle down and stop feeding into this narrative that black men can't lead and black women are queens and we have to fall in line. We are way more valuable than we're being given credit for. We can do incredible things. We just have to put our minds to it, pay attention to who we put around us and surround us with. Because mainly what's happened is we've begun to devalue ourselves. And that was one of the problems that I found myself in when I was married. I married a 34-year-old baby mama and thought that, that was pretty much the best I could do. And the amount of disrespect and lack of accountability and lack of support that this woman gave me from the position that I took in her child's life, it was unimaginable. I stayed way longer than I should have, but once I kind of realized exactly what the hell was going on, I tried to right the ship, and by that time it was too late. I gave her way too much leeway. I was pretty much entered the marriage from a completely blue pill perspective and let her pretty much walk all over me and dictate the terms of the relationship and the marriage. And it just wouldn't stop. Once I started trying to right the ship, I became what she called a narcissist. I was sexist. I was misogynist. Yeah, because I was basically calling her out on her BS. And it just got to the point where I was like, well, she's not going to change. I'm out of here. Because once I started valuing myself, I was like, I can do better. And so I did better. I left. I changed my career, got a new job, went from making 35 a year to making 110 a year.
Wow.
And then I started, I hit the interwebs, as the old folks call it, and started searching far and wide. I was looking for a traditional woman with traditional values that wanted to be a stay-at-home wife and wanted to like kind of just be someone that maintained the house. And it took me about 3 weeks with those parameters and just asking questions to find one in the Philippines.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Tony, we need you on the channel, bro, as soon as possible, please. Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing, brother. Congratulations, man.
It took 3 weeks for me to find her. And it wasn't set in stone at first. We talked and I wanted to kind of feel her out and see what was going on with her and find out who she really was. And she's got a very fiery spirit, but she is very kind. She's very feminine, and she loves to clean. Like she was doing, she like does the dishes and all that stuff, because I went to see her already. I've met her in person already. And so while I met her and I was there, her family was very nice and very welcoming. They cooked, they had a full dinner every night, except like one day her father-in-law and her mother were arguing. So her mother was like, everybody feed themselves, like that. So I just took everybody out to dinner.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that, brother. I've got a huge queue. But,
Oh, you do. Oh, you do. Okay,
yeah,
no problem.
good
Okay.
to hear that, Tony. I'm going to email you, and let's
Okay.
try and get you and your fiance on the channel in the future. For
Okay.
brothers, for motivation for brothers, and look out for my email very soon.
Okay, she won't be here until the end of this year.
No problem, brother. We'll get you on the channel very soon to speak about how you did it. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Stay on the line, bro. I'll come back to you after. Thank you, brother. Let me bring in Mr. Theo Waff, and then I'll bring in Grant. Mr. Pooh, can you turn your camera on in the background, Mr. Pooh? So I know you're not a troll, please, brother. Mr. Pooh. Let me bring in Mr. Theo. How you doing, Theo? You on mute, brother?
Okay, how we doing now? We good?
We're doing fantastic, brother. Welcome back,
Great.
Theo.
So the topic is what made us, what changed us, right? What moment changed us? For me, it was my second year in university. I was 20 years old, and I don't know how many girls I had been friend zoned by, and so I kind of accepted that, right? Because I was like, you know, what else can I do? I don't have everything else that the older guys have, so I accepted it. And what I noticed was that girls were crying on my shoulder because they had been beaten by their boyfriend, or they he had cheated on her, or she had to delete a pregnancy or something like that. That kind of stuff was going on with them. Well, what I noticed was that they were friends with me, they cry on my shoulder, but they'd always go back to these guys. And I was looking at it like, what? And then when I was in Russia, right after that, I would send a few letters back, because it was, I think the beginning of Russia for me was.
Oh, what happened? Theo?
I'm here.
You notice your mic is I'm hearing background noise, like a static noise.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me a hold on, give me a second.
Do you not hear like a static noise, like a white noise?
Now.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, it's gone now. Yes.
Okay, so I just changed my mics over to here. So what happened was that I went to Russia, and when I was there again, when I was in Russia, the beginning was actually very hard. So I write some letters home. There wasn't email, so there was the internet, so I was just writing letters, and none of the girls were writing me back. I was actually having a hard time, and there was this one girl in St. Petersburg University. She like totally eyed me and just stayed right next to me, and she treated me like I was God.
Russian, right?
Yeah, she's Russian.
Wow.
And I had an amazing relationship with her. I just had a wonderful time with her in St. Petersburg. And she treated me like a man the whole entire time. She expected me to be a man. I became totally masculine with her. And she was never choosing any bad guy. She didn't even talk about it. She's like, I know you're the kind of man who can make a family. And I was just impressed. And so didn't marry her because I was going to the Sorbonne the next year, but she was amazing. I should have married her. One of my biggest mistakes. And I went back to America, and when I landed, those same American women, they found out, they're like, hi, Theo, and then they want to come and on my shoulder again, right? And I looked at them, and I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to deal with you. No, I'm not. You are friends on me? After what I just dated, she was better quality than you guys are, period. Straight out, like zero. You guys are zeros compared to this one Russian woman. That was it. I was passport bro from then on.
Wow.
Look back.
Wow.
Yeah. I was 20 years old. So I tell you guys, don't give up. It's not so much that you deserve more, it's that you shouldn't accept less. And your expectations are actually very good, and it's proper. Like you want to meet a woman, and you want to make a family with her. Well, and you want her to have your kids, not another man's kids. Really, that's not that much. That's kind of a basic expectation. Abroad, you get that. And this country is problematic. You have the dual mating strategy. She goes out with Chad Tyrone. And she gets one guy to clean her up, and then maybe later on, 10, 15 years later, when she can't have children anymore, she decides to settle down with you and says you're not up to par, you're misogynistic, narcissistic, all those kind of stuff against you. You're like, wait a minute, I'm the one who cleaned you up. And then takes 50% of your crap and goes back on the carousel and goes back with Chad and Tyrone. I've seen this with my friends. I've seen women try to do this to me. I'm like, no. Done. But the easiest thing to do is no resource transfer. That's no money, no time, no effort, no emotions, nothing. And then stay as far away from them as possible. And life is so much better that way. Yeah. So
Absolutely, bro.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and drop. I'm going back to sleep. I was watching your bed, but I have to wake up. I wake up at 4 a.m. But hey, you're doing a great stream. Enjoying what you're doing, and we'll meet up again later on. Okay.
Yeah. See you on Saturday, Phil. Thank you, brother.
Yep. See you.
Take it easy, brother. Let me bring in Mr. Grant, and I'm going to bring in Todd, Demar, and Pooh after. Okay. So be patient, brothers. Let me bring in Mr. Grant. Hey, Grant, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Good to hear from you, brother. What's your thoughts on the stream, bro?
So, I mean, I think, for my own journey, I don't, so the idea of sort of rethinking and sort of understanding, what I wanted for myself was sort of, one of the reasons I decided to begin to travel. I think it gave me an opportunity to sort of, see the world through a different lens and maybe see myself through a different lens. I would encourage, anyone, especially the younger guys, to sort of, obviously look at the opportunities that are available, and begin to think about it earlier in their life. So when you turn 18, you go away to college, start crafting a plan. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it. And for myself, I was lucky enough to sort of semi-retire. I'm 46 now. And so I can do it without having to sort of have a job. So I'm lucky in that sense. But that could be an opportunity for younger guys. If you think about it early enough, potentially you can, make similar decisions. And so I would encourage everyone to sort of think about it that way. I wish I would have thought about it earlier, because I think I would have made a lot of different decisions. But I'm glad I was able to do it. My experience with, I guess, Western women may not be shared with all the callers. I would agree that the vast majority, well, like I say, I don't think I've dated an African American woman, in my adult life, and I think there's various reasons. I would I would say I was more likely rejected than being the rejecter. But I don't look at it in a bad way. I think it just gave me an opportunity to expand the type of women I was able to engage with. And so it sort of got me out of my shell. It got me out of sort of narrowly thinking about myself only to date Black women. I think it was a good thing. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm amenable or agreeable to, some of the conversations and some of the ways in which the sort of archetypes that I think Black women have tended to gravitate towards. I do think it undermines their ability to sort of be what they think they are, because ultimately, for at least for a cohort of Black women, their ability to be successful is probably diminished by the time they get in their teens. And so their ability to sort of be the sort of queens, or however they sort of phrase them, how they view themselves, is just highly unlikely. So I would definitely encourage everyone, all the guys within the chat and within the stream, if you haven't gotten your passport, or if you're not even ready, I would say at least get your passport and begin to explore. I think you'll definitely find the world is full of an adventure that even if you don't find a wife or a mate, or that's maybe not the thing you're going for, I think you'll find a wealth of experiences that are going to help you as an individual, and that
Thank
may
you,
lead
bro.
to things for your life.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you very much, Mr. Grant. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Stupid Rams for the $499 super chat. Thank you, brother. Love you, IP. Love, thanks for all you're doing. I love you too, brothers. I hope the best for us all. Also, I encourage you guys to get in the stock market. Okay, thank you for the guidance, the Stupid Rams. Let's touch base on IG about what you're doing in the stock market and see what we can do for brothers to encourage them to get on the market. Okay, appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. All right, let me bring in Mr. Todd Demar. Todd, are you ready, brother? Give me a thumbs up if I can bring you with your camera on. Camera on? Yeah? Or it's camera on or camera off? Camera on? Okay, let me bring in Todd.
Camera's good. It's on.
How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, brother. Lovely seeing the Bayern Munich sweater.
I know in the UK they like Arsenal. That's like the biggest soccer team there, you know. But I fell in love with Bear Mar, so
Awesome, bro. So welcome, Todd. What's your thoughts on this stream, brother?
you know, I don't know if you was on the live stream last night or you're from the UK. And I was telling people like there's still good women in the West. You just got to get outside your environment. That's everywhere. You know, you can go to Brazil, there's bad women, there's bad men. You know, we can't, I feel like we can't focus it on, like a back and forth thing with the men and the women is ridiculous. It's crazy. My parents been together 63 years. I grew up pretty good, privileged. You know, I went to a private school. I played football. I got my driver's license when I was 15. I was driving the car when I was 12. My mom taught me how to drive. My dad taught me how to, plant your own food and stuff. So I grew up pretty good. You know, the whole thing is I don't understand why is it so difficult for a man and a woman to just get together.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of women waste time, man. Like my ex now just hit me up on Instagram. She's like, "Oh, I see you travel. I see you go here and see you do this." And I'm like, "Well, what do you want to go travel with me next month? Because I'm supposed to go to Thailand. I'm supposed to meet up with Austin." And she's like, "Oh, I don't have a passport." And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, "You was in the military. How in the hell you don't have a passport?" And she's like, "Oh, I thought you were married." Yeah, I damn near was with a girl in the UK. She's from Hackney.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Hackney.
she's from
Oh
Hackney.
Lord. Bro, that's where you went wrong, bro. That's where you went wrong.
She's a good girl, man. She, just like last night, I was on a live stream. They started attacking me personally, and I'm like, you don't know this girl. This girl almost died, man. She had cancer. So I've known her a long time, and they're like, "Oh, you should have did more." I'm like, "Look, bro, I'm gonna say it like in the UK. Look, bro, you can only travel on a passport for 90 days per country. So when I got accepted to Brunel College in Oxbridge, I was supposed to marry her that year, but the pandemic happened, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should have did more." And I'm like, "Hold up, man! I'm from 2019 to 2021. I was traveling out there 3 times a year, to the point where the border was like, you can't keep coming out here like that." The last time I went, they was like, "You cannot keep coming out here like that."
Sorry, brother. I've got like a other callers. So let me ask this, brother. So just to wrap up, is your point is saying that you don't want to give up on Western women?
No, I wouldn't say that. Exactly. I would not say to give up on them, because you just got to get outside your environment. Just like you laughed about Hackney. I met a lot of good women in the UK, and I tell people all the time, it's the most diverse country in the world. That's the place where you would go. You would find a woman So beautiful, mixed with anything. But you got to get outside your environment. Like I stayed in Chelsea. Chelsea was really nice. Chelsea is a very beautiful place. I stayed in.
Sorry, bro. I've got other callers, but it's been a pleasure speaking to you, Todd.
Okay.
I ain't got too much time left, but nice to meet you, brother. Okay, thank you, brother.
Okay, no problem.
I appreciate you, bro. Let me bring in Mr. Pooh, who's been very patient. How you doing, Pooh? You good, brother? Mr. P or H. We need a Pooh.
Can you hear me, bro?
Loud and clear, brother. How you keeping?
I'm good, man. What's up, IP? I'll keep it pretty short. I won't focus too much on women. Me myself, Western women, they can miss me, honestly. But
facts.
Let's see. About 7 years ago, I moved to Okinawa through the military, and I wasn't really focused on women. I was, just walking around, just enjoying the sights, enjoying the culture. I was always in the, something with Black people and Asian culture. We dig it. So, I was enjoying my time. I was kickboxing. I was doing karate, everything. But what I realized was all that stress, all that weight on my shoulders from the West was gone. But it didn't hit me until let's say I was walking down the street and police pulled up behind me. Automatically, if you're from the West, I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. There's a worry there automatically. It's just you can't help it if you're a Black man. And then I said, wait, I'm straight here. I'm good here. But I didn't realize that I've been carrying that weight. I'm not the type of person to play the card to where I'm a victim. I'm an underdog, but I'm not a victim. I'm gonna take my championship from the undeserved, but I'm no victim. So I found my wife in Okinawa. She's Korean, so I got 2 little Korean kids. But by the way, man, I'm chosen 10.
Oh,
so
chosen 10.
We'll talk about Korea later. That's your show. We'll talk about Korea later.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem. We'll say that for another show. My bad. But yeah, so I got to explore the world as a true American. No, there's no feeling like it. There, the weight was going, how I spoke, the women was different, how I was greeted. Of course, the men going to hate on you because they wish they could check in your body parts at customs. They like to collect that. That's the whole thing against Black men, because we have the equalizer. We may not have the money and the power, but we got something you can't buy. We got that great smile. We got other stuff. We're athletic. We're tall. The character, everything comes out. And that's another thing we're known for. We're not just feared. We are respected in a lot of areas. We got a lot of propaganda against us though. So you got a lot working against us because we have that great equalizer. And I just leave it at that. You know what that is.
Carry on, bro. No,
yeah.
The floor is yours, brother. Carry on, because you're speaking facts right now, man.
Yeah.
Carry
so
on.
once I realized, I was like, yo, I don't have money like that. I'm in the military. I'm just a staff sergeant. I'm an E5. I don't have that much money. But why, my whole attitude, my whole aura changed. That's another thing Black men have. That aura. The world's supposed to hold us down. It's supposed to be a never-ending pissing contest against us. Somehow, even in this space right here, we can still talk positively and big each other up and tell each other how great we are, what we can be. We still have a space for that. That's why I'm very thankful for this space right here. You're doing all good things right here. So yeah, it's not just about women. Women going to come, especially if you're on your game. You're taking care of your body, you take care of your education, you take care of your mind, especially because the world is against us. I got a story about my own mother. Very liberal Black woman, extremely liberal, die-hard Democrat. Die hard, and just how it is. I can't talk her out of it. So it's what it is. So she wasn't with me being with my Asian wife. She ain't like it. She tried to break it up. And you know, it's the reason why I moved. I got a blue card that says I'm a resident of South Korea. So I'm out there, and I'm staying out there. It's just what it is, bro. It's just what it. I got so many stories that you just wait. But yeah, this is really all I wanted to say. Like, a lot of these guys in here that they're not going to actually leave. That bothers me, man. That they're not going to leave. They're not going to travel. More women, a higher percentage of women travel alone than men. I got a problem with that. Still, hopefully that changes soon. Yeah, that tells you something's wrong. We getting beat down. Work is hard. Can barely save money. And dates cost a lot. And if you can't tell from my voice, the sisters don't like me that much. They like what they see. Then they start talking to me. I got a smart mouth. I'm not afraid to be intelligent. They're not feeling that. Some do. I dated more women from Africa than African American. I dated Kenyan. Kenyans are fine, bro. Yeah. So yeah, I dated Kenyans. I had fun with them, but African American women, they don't dig me, man. They don't dig me at all. Because I don't fit the you know, I'm not in that picture. I'm not.
I'll tell you this though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, bro. I think the Black American woman and the Black British woman, I think it's, I want to keep it obviously, you know, not too insidious. I just feel like they're not for us anymore. I know they're also Black, but there's other Black women out there, like you said, Kenyan, African women, Afro-Latina. We ain't gotta be dealing with Western Black women if they're not on our time.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to do that. You know, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man. I got my own money. Cool. Let me go over to the good side and get me an Afro-Latina from Brazil and all these other
there you go.
South American countries. You know, brothers, this is what I'm saying, that there's power in a passport. Don't confine yourself to women who don't appreciate your hard work. You know, use
Power in
that
being a
power to
Westerner.
your advantage. Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely power in being just a Westerner alone. You get a lot of attention. They can spot you from, you know, out of a stack of people. They know it's you. And they're dying to talk to you. Some of them just scared. Some of them don't. You know, they haven't mastered the language. Like I said, there's a lot of propaganda. There's a lot of mythology about us out there. Either, you know, we're dangerous. We're Wesley Snipes and Blade. We're LeBron. You know, we're all these. We're scary, man. But I guess I don't blame them, especially if you line us up compared to them men. Yeah, it's pretty scary. It'd be scary. So we, you know, there's just a lot of propaganda that's going against us before they even meet us. I mean, German women. You talk about back in World War, the U.S. soldiers used to tell German women that Black Americans they grew monkey tails after midnight.
What the?
Yeah, this is like there's a bunch of crap. But I mean, you just can't. I'm past that point of focusing on that. It's crazy, but they got to say whatever they can.
Wait, bro, when you say monkey tails after midnight, that reminds me of Dragon Ball Z when Goku used to grow tails.
But you know, I always, when I talk about Black men, I always compare us to. I always say we got that Super Saiyan 3 power, man. We got that Super Saiyan aura. You know, how do I get that? I can't buy it. How did I get this from this man? We put them in the poorest places. We're always against them. We're beating them down every day. This man is still up right now. That's us. But they got our woman. All right. Liberal media, the media altogether, they got our woman. So now the expectations on us are ridiculous, astronomical. And it's not even, it's almost unreachable except for a very small percentage of us. It ain't me, and I make I make a good amount of money. I make 6 figures.
Amazing.
Through hustle and hard work, but no one wants to do that. But I can tell you who respects it: Asian women,
foreign women, yep.
Yeah, Latin women. I'm talking about Black women too. You know, African women, they respect that hustle. They seen their dad do it. They respect that. But I can't have a woman, you know, waiting at the finish line for me after she dogged me out.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. You know, I mean, like I said, I got a whole lot to say. I got wild stories to tell you, especially when it comes to just really just finding myself as far as like where do I fit in? Where can I go? What do I fit as far as like my comfort zone with women? It was never in my own community. I come from like the hood, bro. I don't sound like it, but I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's just the same place as J. Cole. Just real rough neighborhood, raised by nothing but black women all around me. No men around, no nothing. That probably tells you that probably led to a lot of other stuff that happened down the line of my life too, as far as dealing with women. Whole nother story. But yeah, once I got out of America and got the experience being a Westerner, I got the experience, the freedom of being American, and actually just being free of all that other stuff, that junk. That's when it opened up doors everywhere. My imagination, my ambitions, it blew everything open. Yeah, a lot of it happened in Japan. There's a whole nother deal when it comes to Japanese women that no one's talked about on here, but that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother deal. But yeah, get out there. Just try getting out. Just take the jump, because most of these men, they're not going to do it because it's hard. It's hard. You got to save money, and it's you're going somewhere unknown. You're coming out of pocket. It takes a lot of budget. A lot of men don't have time for that. We barely have time to think about how we feel. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that. The working man don't have time for that, because everybody needs us. A woman needs us. Mama needs us. Job needs us. Everybody needs us. Everyone wants something. Everybody got their hands out. So I know I feel like I'm preaching right now, but it's just so much going on as a man, especially as a black man. But I know men feel it everywhere. They just don't say anything. And thank God for spaces like this. But we got to get these men out. They got to actually go. I just looked the stats. I was looking at the stats. And I was like, hold on, how the hell are women going on their own to travel, and we ain't?
More than men.
Yeah, I'd like to add something, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
So I think it all comes down to an issue of black men being trained not to value themselves, and us not valuing ourselves. What's happened is we have abdicated our power in the black community, and in turn, what that's allowed to do is emotion to dictate the direction that we go. And, not too long ago in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, whenever black families were the strongest, and what I mean by that is when there was a mother and a father in the home helping raise children, we had civil rights leaders coming out of that the entire time. And so by finally breaking down the black male self-image, all of a sudden, there's no more civil rights leaders coming out of that. There's no more Black Panthers coming out of that.
The civil rights, that was definitely a youth movement. Now those guys are old now.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is that there's no youth coming up with those values, with that will to fight. That will or being taught to be strong. It just isn't happening anymore because, black women were, offered welfare instead of their men, and they took it.
Yeah, they kicked us out. I was raised by, I got a stepdad. He adopted me. Of course, my mom wasn't having it. She was like, hey, everyone's going to have the same last name. Meanwhile, my biological father, he's searching for me everywhere.
Wow.
But yeah, he's looking for me. But my stepfather, that was a beaten, broken man. I mean, like, I was his son until they disagreed, and then she's like, "Wait a second, it's my kid." So
same issue I had, bro. Same issue.
Yeah. So it's just like me and him. I mean, we get along. I respect him. He was in the Air Force, 23 years. I joined the Air Force right after, I think, the day he retired. So I followed in his footsteps, but at the same time, she wanted me to make sure she was number one. She dogged him out since I was 5. I used to hear horror stories about him that weren't true. Horror stories about my biological father also.
Sorry.
And,
I'm gonna wrap up in 15 minutes. I've got another caller, but Pooh, you're speaking facts, bro. We're gonna touch base and get you on the channel as soon as possible.
Yeah. More to come. I'm sure, man. I can't wait to talk to you again, though.
Awesome, thank you, brother. So last 15 minutes, I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me bring in Mr. Black Label Expert. Can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll, bro? Thank you, brother. You're confirmed. I appreciate you, brother. Let me bring in Mr. Black Label Expert. Okay, this is a classic live stream. This is going in the rafters. Hall of Fame, sorry. Hall of Fame. Let me bring in Black Label. How you doing, brother?
Yo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. How you keeping?
Good. Yeah, I just wanted to share my story too, and it's pretty similar to what you said, where like I was kind of like in my late 20s, kind of like trying to get heavier in dating, and I wasn't really turning up any like good options, right? And my first clue was like stumbling upon that book, The Rational Male, and I was in denial at first. I was like, this guy's like a conspiracy theorist or whatever. But once I started seeing the connections in real life, and then I kind of like was able to like see the connection in the book, I was like, you know what, maybe he's onto something. That's what kind of like really turned my mind, and then I started traveling, right? And for the first time in my life, when I traveled, I started going to Colombia. I had women tell me, "Oh, you have such a nice skin tone," and never in my life has anyone ever said that to me while living in the U.S. Even still, no one's ever said anything like that in the U.S. It's only outside of it that I get like higher levels of attraction, right? So yeah, I would definitely encourage anyone who's out there to get your passport, check out the markets all over. Don't be a brick and mortar store in the age of the internet.
Wow, facts, bro. That's a perfect analogy there. Don't be outdated, right? Go over times, but be effective. Thank you, Black Label Expert. That was amazing. Thank you, brother.
Sure.
Awesome. So I'm gonna wrap up now. I think it's it's getting too late. So let me go to Mr. Todd. Do you have any closing statements, bro, before I end the stream, please? Todd, anything? Any last statements, bro? Any last thing you want to say?
Oh no, I want to say, it's good hearing everybody else's stories, and I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 18 years old. I would have traveled a long time ago. I'm new to traveling in the last 5 years, but it's good to hear these stories, man. It's good to hear that you can go out and create a legacy and a family for yourself. So I appreciate all the men that came on the panel and pretty much told their stories. Something I would love to tell my son one day.
Thank you very much, Todd. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling in. Let me bring in Mr. Pooh. Any closing statements, Mr. Pooh? Mr. POOH. Let me unmute you, bro.
Oh yeah, I muted myself, bro. Repeat that, man. What was that again?
Any closing statement you want to say before I end the stream?
Not really a closing statement, but my man IP here, he's got plans for me, so this won't be the last time you hear from me. Hopefully, be a couple more times. I got a lot of experiences in Asia. Some meant for YouTube, some not. But yeah, stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned. I got a lot of funny stories. I got some serious ones too. But yeah, man, this is a great, really good stream. Very helpful and much more constructive than the other things I've been hearing, especially in the last week that's been going on in this space. But yeah, really appreciate you, bro.
Well, thank you, Mr. Pugh. Looking forward to touching base with you and working together. And of course, the naughty stuff for the Patreon.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh man, I love the Patreon stuff, man. I listen to that every day. Mr. Tony, do you have any closing statements, bro, before we end the stream?
Yeah, of course. basically, I would say figure out what you want to do, what you're looking for, set goals, get your passport, go and get it. You just have to do a step-by-step process because the only thing preventing you from getting what you want is you at this point.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Tony. Thank you, bro.
Of course.
Mr. Black Label Expert, do you have any closing statements, bro?
I mean, not much other than what everyone else has said. Like I said, you go get your passport. You know, try out like some awesome locations. You don't have to go all the way like to Dubai on your first trip, right? Go somewhere local, right? If you're in the U.S., you can go to that place in Canada, or you could go down to Mexico, or you could go to Colombia. You can go somewhere close by where you don't have to figure out like, oh, what kind of electrical sockets do I have to bring and things like that. So you can just take like a baby step.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Black Label Expert. Great speaking to you, brother. Thank you very much, bro. Awesome.
No
Awesome. So a great stream, brothers. Great stream. Fantastic stream. I appreciate all the brothers who called in. Thank you so much for advising the brothers and obviously sharing your experience. It's much appreciated. I want to say a huge thank you to those who hit the PayPal today. Thank you. Like I said, I've moved from Cash App to PayPal. I don't use Cash App anymore. So please support by the PayPal. Off the stream, during the stream, there's a link to the PayPal. If you want to support me after the stream or anytime you want to, any donation definitely helps. I spend a lot of hours editing for this channel, doing interviews, doing the Patreon stuff. So, this channel eats a lot into my free time. So any donations you have, please feel free to send it over. My PayPal username is at Interpass on PayPal. Okay, so if you search me on PayPal, it should come there. Any donations would help. A huge thank you to all those who liked the video. If you have not liked the video, please like the video. I'm going hard on IT this year. I'll be teaching Python again this year. I'll be having a new Python course, okay, for new students. The current Python course I'm teaching has been incredible so far. Very popular, but I'll be teaching Python again. So once I've done the class curriculum, I'll let you brothers know when I will start teaching Python again for the new students. So those who missed out last year and who want to get in on this year's class before it closes, I will let you know. I've got a backlog, and of course I will start letting you brothers know once once everything is finalized. Okay, so press a 1 in the chat if you're interested in that. Number 2 as well, if you're interested in IT, okay, if you want to get out of the West, if you want to live the life of flexibility and not being controlled to a single country, here is the Patreon. Check out the Patreon Platinum tier for join that tier, the Platinum tier, if you want to have one-to-one IT consultations. Let me build out a plan for you. Let me build out a plan for you to leave the West, getting into IT. IT is the future. IT is the future. Okay, so don't be left behind. Like Black Label Expert said, don't be a brick and mortar person while everyone's on the internet. Okay, so let me help you get into IT if you're interested in that. Okay, working with me, IT coaching, CV help, the whole 9 yards. Check out the Patreon Platinum tier. If you want to hear about foreign women, how they get down in the bedroom, how they treat black women in the bedroom, things that are too explicit and naughty for YouTube, check out the Patreon Diamond tier. Okay, it's got all the intel you need. And of course, if you're traveling very soon and you need some, personal travel consultations, someone to do the travel work for you, check out the Patreon travel tier. I'm able to help you out with that as a well-traveled brother like myself. Okay, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is popping right now. A lot of trolls coming after me, but I'm speaking the truth about the Passport Bros on the Twitter. So I need your support, your likes and retweets to push out the Passport Bros movement. Okay, you need to follow me on Twitter right now and help me push out the message. If you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Okay, and check out the posts I do on there. I also have a Facebook group as well. And to be in the Facebook group, you must be a part of the Patreon. So when you join the Patreon Diamond tier, the Patreon Platinum tier, or the Patreon Silver Gold tier, I'll give you access to our High Value Male Patreon Facebook group. Okay, so when you join the Patreon, send me a DM. Hey, IP, can you send me a link to the Facebook group? I will most definitely send you a link. Okay, awesome. So thank you, brothers, for your time. Thank you for what you all do, man. Keep your head up. This will be the best year of our lives so far. Just keep pushing, keep being strong. Again, if you have traveled yourself, if you're currently dealing with a foreign woman and you want to share your experience, please reach out to me on Instagram. Okay, and let's get you on the channel for an interview. Okay, so you want to share your experience about traveling, about meeting foreign women, or even any tips for brothers about making money, stocks, crypto, that you feel Black men need to know. Reach out to me on Instagram, send me a DM, and we can set up an interview, okay, to share that information with brothers. Okay, so brothers, thank you very much for your time. Please share this video around, because a lot of people are speaking bad about the passport bros. They're calling us tricks. They're saying we pay for box. I don't pay for box. I have never paid for box, and I will never pay for box. Okay, box is free. I don't pay for stuff that's free. Okay, so particularly box. So hopefully the stream, counteracts against the narrative that they're trying to push. I see a lot of BWs, a lot of Western women of every race, white, Asian, trying to paint passport bros in a very, very bad way. We're not tricks. We don't pay for box. We're not doing bad things when we tour. Okay, we're not SEX tourists. We're none of that. Okay, don't allow them to smear our image. We got to push back. So I'll be doing more streams like this to show everyone, to show the world, listen, this is what Passport Bros is about. So please share this stream with your friends. Share it to those who doubt the Passport Bros, who are speaking bad against us. And yeah. So Nick Johnson, reach out to me on IG. If you have any intel about how we can get into stock options, please let's get that stream popping, okay? Or some sort of recording to give that intel to brothers. Shout out to Mr. Stupid Rams for the $199 super chat. Good night, brothers. Love you guys. Thank you, bro, for the support twice a day. Appreciate you, brother. It means a lot to me, Stupid Rams. Thank you, bro. Awesome. Right, awesome. So, brothers, have a great week ahead. And I'll see you, brothers, on my next video. All right. Peace out, brothers. Thank you very much.